The COVID vaccines are free. Anyone who wants a COVID vaccine can get a COVID vaccine, and the data show us that a majority of the country has, and good for them. But there are millions of other Americans who do not want to get the COVID vaccine for a bunch of different reasons, many of which are wholly legitimate. Many millions of people have recovered from COVID. They have antibodies that are stronger than any the vaccine gives them. They don't need the vaccine. In any case, it's their call. People who are unvaccinated pose no risk whatsoever to people who are vaccinated. That doesn't even make sense. It's lunacy. So the Biden administration could just leave things as they are, declare victory, and go home. But no, there's no political advantage in that. So the administration is forcing virtually everyone to get it, including active duty members of the military. Military members who don't get the shot face termination and even court-martial. So what effect is this having on our military and on our military readiness? An active duty Navy commander called J.H. Furman has just written a memo about the implications of this policy and posted it online. Furman wrote this, quote, "Forced vaccination of all military personnel with the present COVID-19 vaccines may compromise U.S. national security due to the unknown extent of serious vaccine complications." J.H. Furman is a commander in the U.S. Navy presently, and he joins us tonight. Commander Furman, thanks so much for coming on. It goes without saying it's brave of you to do this, and I'm sure you understand there will be consequences for doing this, so we're extra grateful that you are. Why did you write this?
Well, Tucker, I wrote that first paper because I had genuine concerns about the strategic impacts of the COVID-19 vaccination mandatory policy. And since writing that, it turns out I have a lot of people that agree with me. You know, they've contacted me in every way possible, expressing the same concern and the same confusion over the necessity of this vaccine in what is probably the most healthy population in the entire United States. Right. It has a harm rate or a mortality rate of 0.001%. Compare that with the VAERS harm rate, where COVID vaccination harm over the last 20 months has taken almost half of the total harms totals in the VAERS database, the 20-year-long VAERS database. Combine that with the unknown long-term impacts of the vaccine from this aborted fetal cell line, either derived or manufactured gene therapy vaccine. We can't know what the impacts are going to be. The strategic concerns are enormous, either through the sailors, half of which of the entire force do not want the vaccine. That's across the reserves and the active duty force. Or can you imagine force vaccinating everyone and throwing everyone in the same experimental group? And we don't know what the vaccine is going to do in the end. Everybody is vaccine trained to the same virus, and the impacts are unknown.
Do you expect to be relieved for doing this interview?
No, absolutely not. So I took an oath of office when I swore in as a naval officer, and that oath is to support and defend the Constitution, the law of the land. An officer's oath does not swear allegiance or does not come under the leadership. I do not swear my alliance to any leadership. I swear an alliance to align myself with the U.S. Constitution and execute this office commensurate. And so all I'm doing is asking an open strategic question. And really, the voice that I hear screaming at me from all ends of the military is why is it necessary? We don't understand it. And it's understandable. Everybody wants to do a good job who's in the military. And whether they're on one side or the other of this issue, they're just the victim of a very large misperception. Our regulatory agencies and our U.S. corporations have done no justice to the U.S. military and the population as a whole.
I agree with that. You are a very brave man to say this out loud, and we are grateful. Thank you.